Let's be real, the thought of you doing your first commercial deal can be terrifying. The numbers are bigger, the stakes are higher, and you have these little voices in your head telling you that, what if I lose money? What if I mess this all up? Or am I even ready? Well, if that's you, you are not alone. You see, every single successful investor, including myself, stood exactly where you are today. Here's the truth. The truth is, fear is not your enemy. Actually, fear is the gateway because on the other side of fear is ownership, freedom, financial independence, and life choices. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you how to overcome those fears, give you practical tools to overcome those fears, and lastly, I hope by the end of this video, you will be able to see yourself as the owner of a property, of a commercial property you've always dreamed about. Let's get started. Let's begin with the elephant in the room, and that is fear, right? Where does it come from? What are the causes? It is completely natural for a beginning commercial real estate investor to feel paralyzed when starting to do their first deal. Okay, so no worries there. But I want to go over here today, right now, what are the causes of the fear? Okay, so let's identify the cause and then we can go towards the solution. All right, so here are the top 5 causes of fear. And believe me, I know what the causes of the fears are for the typical newbie because I've been mentoring beginning commercial real estate investors for a long, long time, for decades, multiple decades. Okay. All right. So here's the first cause of fear: is lack of experience. Right. Peter, what if I miss something? What if I don't know what I don't know? Right. That's a great fear. Number 2, the fear of losing money. Yes, who is terrifying losing your savings? Number 3, the risk of mistakes. What if you get a property under contract and you miss a big repair and it comes back to bite you in the butt? That's horrifying. And number 4, doing bad deals. A lot of you have heard of horror stories of people doing deals where everything falls apart. Yes, that's reality, right? And lastly, this is huge, right? Self-doubt. This is huge, right? Am I ready? Can I compete with everybody else out there? All right, so those are the top 5 fears. Let me know which one is your fear. I would like to know. Maybe I could do a specific video on that fear. So in the comments, do you mind typing in which fear is yours in your comments right now? Okay, let me know which one. And I'll choose a top one and produce a video just for you. Okay, but now here's the lesson in all of this. The lesson is every commercial real estate investor, okay, every successful one started where you are today. What's the difference? The difference is we took action in spite of the fear, using the tools that we were given to overcome the fears. So what I want to do next is I'm going to share with you what those practical tools that we use for our students, and I use them myself, right, to overcome and use the fear as a gateway to get to the other side of financial independence and property ownership and life choices. Let's do that next. Got questions? Simply text the word Peter to 833-942-4516 and we'll help you. Here we are with tool number 1. Tool number 1 is to educate yourself to build confidence. Makes sense, right? It's pretty easy to do because knowledge is the antidote to fear. So the more you know about a topic, the less intimidating it gets. Example, look at our 2 students right here, Tiffany and Ruby. They're both full-time ministers and now they're part-time commercial real estate investors. Every student that comes in our program gets 4 weeks of foundational training before we send them out to do deals. 4 weeks, okay? That's a lot, and that's what's needed. And it's not rocket science. It's all laid out step by step by step. So here are the action steps I want you to take, okay, to help you with tool number 1 is to learn the basics. Again, it's easy. The basics are cash flow, cash on cash return, cap rate, and learning how to do deal analysis. You want to know how to do that? Go ahead and read my commercial real estate for beginners book. Okay, the link will appear. You can download it and just read it and learn the basics. Okay, and then lastly, if you could just dedicate 30 minutes a day, right, of reading and watching videos, that will do wonders to help you get educated and build that confidence. Okay, so that's tool number one. Let's go to tool number two. Every successful commercial real estate investor has a mentor. Get mentored by me and my team by applying to be our next protege. Click the top corner. Here is tool number two. Tool number two is to start small to minimize your risk. Okay, you do not need to do a 50 unit complex as your first deal. In fact, my suggestion to you, if you are fearful, is to start small with a 5 to 20 unit apartment complex. Okay, as an example, or maybe a small mobile home park like our students Tiffany and Ruby just did, right? Their pictures are right here. You can see they're parking them at their park. It's a small mobile home park that they purchased as their first deal, something that was manageable where if they did make a mistake, they can afford to fix it. Okay, so they started small, which I think is a very, very smart thing to do. Now, here's an action steps for you. I want you to target properties in stable markets, okay, smaller cities. That's what Tiffany and Ruby just did. So they're in a great little small market, and it's just doing great there. Just a small market. You want to be in the smaller markets because the bigger markets, like where I am, it is so expensive. And some of you are in those big markets, right? Los Angeles, Charlotte, North Carolina, very expensive, right? All right, so smaller markets would do you better, okay? And also, I want you to look for C-class properties, okay? And not, as opposed to A and B. Focus on C because let's be real, okay? It's more affordable to you. So if you are just starting out and you're fearful, you don't want to put a large chunk of money into an A or B class property because the prices are up to here. And for C class, the prices are more manageable. Okay. And lastly, we have a student of ours who closed a deal recently, and I think it was a smart thing to do. So he purchased a 12 unit apartment building. It was turnkey. To me, it was a trophy property, meaning there's nothing to do there. Okay, no repairs, nothing. So he was able to cash flow day one, and you can see a picture of it right here. In my opinion, this reduced his risk greatly, okay? Because he started small, okay? The same thing would apply to you. All right, let's go to tool number three. Here we are with tool number three. Tool number three is to build a trusted team, okay? You do not need to do this alone. As a beginner, I highly discourage you from doing this by yourself, okay? Too risky in commercial. You need qualified assistance to do this successfully over and over again, okay? Now, what does a strong team look like or consist of? Okay, to begin with, okay, of course your team is larger, but just to begin with, since you're just starting out, this is what you need. You need a mentor, you need a local property manager, you need a lender, and you need a local real estate agent. Now, again, I'm saying just to get started with. This is your starter team to get in the business. Okay. Now, let me share with you a few action steps to do. All right. So far as mentorship, you can contact us. You can text me directly to 833 942 4516. And you can just inquire what mentorship will look like. Okay. All right. Next, to get a local property manager. Why is that so important? Is because you need to get a property manager because you need someone with local expertise, someone that can tell you if a neighborhood is good or bad, high crime or flourishing, what the rents could be, what type of tenants move in there, all those things you need to get right away. You can't go on the internet and research that yourself. You need someone who's walking on the ground that can advise you. Okay, very important person on your team. Next, you need to get a a lender. And why is that? Is because in the commercial process, lending takes the longest. Okay, it takes 60 to 70 days to close a commercial deal, and most of that is because of a lender. Okay, the sooner you get a lender on your team that understands what you're doing, the better. Okay, all right. Now, what type of lender? You need to get a small bank. Since you are a beginner, okay, get a small bank, get a credit union. Even if you have no experience, but you have the money and credit, they'll still work with you. Everybody else started someplace, right? Including myself, okay? And then lastly, get a loan broker. So a loan broker can take whatever property you bring them and shop it to 10 or 25 different lenders to get to the best loan, okay? So get all three. Next, you need to get a specialized real estate agent. Okay. Now, if your desire is to be a multifamily investor, you need to get an agent that specializes in multifamily. Okay. If you're looking for a mobile home park, get an agent who's adept and understands mobile home parks. Same thing goes for self-storage. What I don't want you to get, if you're after a 5 to 20 unit multifamily property, commercial size, do not use a residential agent who sells single family homes. All they have access to and their focus is on single family homes, things on the MLS. We don't want those. Okay, we want 5 to 20. Okay, all right. And I'm going to give you the best example of having a strong team and what it can do. Here's a picture of Dean right here, one of our students. He just made $1.8 million in 3 years doing a self-storage deal. And believe me, it took our whole farm to help him make that much money, okay? With property managers, with attorneys, with team meetings, with multiple team meetings. I think I had probably over 170 meetings with them over the 3 years, okay, or phone calls, okay, and probably 300 emails just to get him to the finish line. So it takes a team to make money like that, okay? So as a beginner, I would build a trusted team to get started. Got it? All right, let's go to tool number 4. The best time to invest in real estate is always 5 years ago. The next best time is today. Let us mentor you so you can get started investing right now. Click the top corner. Here is tool number 4, and that is to run your numbers to eliminate your guesswork. Okay? As a beginner, you do not want to guess. Okay? All right. So the fear of making mistakes come from uncertainty, from guessing, right? And as a beginner, there's lots of guessing in your mind because you don't know how to do something. Okay? So right now I'm going to share with you exactly what to do. Now, I want you to increase your certainty, your confidence by knowing your numbers. And I'm going to make it really easy for you with these action steps. Really easy. Okay. So the action steps are to watch 3 of my videos. They're very short, very powerful, and just full of practical things you can do to make sure your deal is good. The first video is called Underwriting Commercial Deals Made Simple. It's 18 minutes long. What underwriting is, it's a deep dive into evaluating certain aspects of a deal to produce an outcome that you want. Okay, very, very important. Okay, I make it simple for you. Number 2 is called 3 simple steps to evaluating multifamily property in 5 minutes. So I walk you through how to evaluate a multifamily property very thoroughly in 5 minutes. That video is 14 minutes long. The third video is very important. It's called Stress Test Your Deal Before You Buy. Okay, what stress test is when I buy this deal, if this happens, what's my risk? If I buy this deal and this happens, what's my risk? Very, very important. This video only becomes about because of our experience in this field of commercial real estate. Okay, so that video is 11 minutes. So total of these 3 videos is 43 minutes. Okay, so 43 minutes of video watching will remove, I guarantee it, will remove your guesswork. So go ahead and watch those 3, okay? And when you do that, we're gonna come back and do tool number 5. Last but not least, tool number 5, and that is take imperfect action. Take imperfect action, okay? So the biggest barrier that you're going to have is waiting to feel ready. And you're never going to feel 100% ready. None of us does, okay? Neither will you. So you'll never eliminate all the fear, okay? But taking calculated steps builds momentum. Let me show you a quick story. When I was a young guy and I had my son, he was just a few years old. My wife, my kid's son, left us. It was just he and I, all by ourselves. And to cut straight to the chase, in the court documents and divorce papers, it said if I failed, she can take him, and I'll never see him again. And so I did not want that to happen. So I had to go out and create this life for him and myself so that the courts will make sure that he's secure. That was my why, okay? Why I needed this to work, why I needed to get over the fear of doing my first deal. What is your why? What's driving you today to get over the hump and get into this business? Got it? Think about that, okay? Because I want you to think about this progress over perfection. Okay, think about this too. Don't let perfection be the enemy of the good. Got it? So take imperfect action. That's how you build momentum little by little. Now, you think about it, how do you do it safely? Well, let me give you an example. This is how we get our students to overcome the fear of making their first deal. Here's exactly what we do, because we understand that when you make your first offer, you're scared to death, right? And this is what coaching and mentoring does. So what we do, the deal is submitted to us coaches. We look it over. We make sure it's good. Okay, we make sure it's priced appropriately. We'll make sure that the extra strategy is there. We'll make sure they're not overpaying. We'll make sure that it's in a good area and that the numbers make sense. Okay, we'll make sure all that. And then probably the most important thing is we'll make sure in our offer, we'll make sure there are 4 clauses in the contract that if they don't like the deal, after we do our inspection and due diligence, we can get out, or they can get out of the contract without losing any money. All right, so there are ways to get over the hump of making your first offer. Okay, but it first starts with taking imperfect action. That's where you have to start. Got it? All right, everyone. Thank you so much. If you hung out with me this long, you are absolutely my favorite, and I really appreciate you. If you like this video, go ahead and click the like button there. And if you want to see more videos like this come to your inbox or get notified, just click the subscribe and click the reminder button, and we'll send more videos to you. All right, thank you everyone so much, and I'll see you at the next video.